What have we got out here then? Whose brain do I need? This is stairs. I'm wary of water. I'm wary of wet hell. All the flies. There's wet hell and flies, and both of these things can be problematic for me. Oh, I think I'll need to turn into some fog to convince you that the mind powers. Forgot that we had that. I'm sure we'll get some use out of those at some point. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Schnaps. It's very matter-of-fact about having been killed. Right up until the moment he starts dropping. It's like... what's this? Is it another identical sword? That's... oh, I get to hypnotise a funny man. Just making sure there's nothing else. There's shit all else. It's time for me to charm somebody. Brainial. Get. Yes! It's a clown butler! We all want that. This. I very nearly, Can I want to see your face concentrating on control. Yes.
Somebody help me, please!
I can say it's terrible.
Somebody help me, please!
I can cower on command. That's great. That's great. Right, they're expecting you to be in peril. So, drink the clown right out of himself. I need all those clown particles to make me more silly. Ooh. What do you say to Billy with his cloven hooves? Rat. 2 rats, perhaps, even. A large number of squiffers. Foggy around here, isn't it? You doing much? Are you up to anything in the palindrome factory? Up to death. Didn't turn round that time. I mean, I guess it would have to have gone through the walls. There's something funnier about that when your eyes aren't glowing. Don't know that I can describe why. It's just a bit tremendous. I want to make sure that I knew it. I mean, not that you can really do anything, but... This is the Sarafan Keep, you see. They're all Sarafan employees for me to hurt. Except the purple thefts that I'm doing. For you are complicit in the big naughty. I guess I just turn off this. Deactivate. Oh right, fuck. This is the first Legacy of Kain game video I am recording since they put out the fucking survey asking what fans of the series would want from a potential new project. Very excited, despite myself. I tend to approach these things with a certain degree of skepticism, which is sort of inevitable if you've been following the industry long enough. But, like, for this series to suddenly, like, come back 3 console generations later, because, like, I cannot think of another series of games that I could really say has done quite the same thing. Like, I've not seen anything really like this since, I feel. Something about the vibe. I'll tell you what the vibe is, right? Particularly of, like, 2 and Defiance, where they had, like, more character animation in the cutscenes. Like, even obviously the dialogue, but even the way everyone moves feels like theatre. It feels like how you would direct a play. And I kind of love that. Like everything's slightly muted. You've not got your big orchestral soundtracks and whatnot, which I don't think were even typical at the time, in fairness. But like, it's just like there's a quiet yet commanding energy to it that I really... What did you do? I don't think you did anything. I've probably got to connect the green thing somewhere, right? But I don't fucking know what this did. Is the other problem. Where's a thing this can be plugged into? But yeah, that's why I was slightly concerned, to be honest, when they were like... Some of the questions in there, one of them in particular was like, what modern game was like the style you would expect a new Legacy of Kain game to be? And I was kind of stumped by that one, because, like, as I just said, I cannot think of anything recent that has done what I loved about these games. Like, honestly, and it's not the mechanics so much as it is just the general vibe of it. And, like, I feel like at this point, like, the mechanics sort of inform the vibe almost. Like, you just go all in on imitating a game. And, like, that flavour inevitably ends up in there in a way that I didn't really recognise so much in the PS2 era. If that makes sense. I need to stop just... Like, you may have noticed I'm just sort of running around in circles as I say all this. That's interesting. That's interesting. I can scoop up mischief. But yeah, I evidently can't talk about this and do the game at the same time. So, stones? I'll put a stone in the machine. Okay, and now, maybe this? Ah, oh, flames! Oh, have I got a singed... This is going to explode. This is going to explode, blowing up the barrel and allowing me to move through the door. That is my prediction. But yeah, I remain excited. I did my part making sure to tell them, please make it a single-player story-focused thing like everyone clearly wants. You tried not doing that. There was this game called Nosgoth, which was like some kind of multiplayer PvP thing. I don't know if it ever even launched. It sounds like it died on the vine from what I've read. Yeah, there we go. So, like, you'd think they wouldn't need to be told. But the internet managed to get Morbius to bomb at the box office twice, so who knows. Maybe people do need help. Symbols. But yeah, I mean, even if it's not great, I'll probably still enjoy coming back. Like, I can't imagine being so horrifically offended at what they've done. Oh, help you kill the butler? I wanted to kill the butler a bit more. Are you, you're not bothered by me. That's tremendously fair, actually. What if I am... so the moment I drink his blood... Oh, excuse me for actually needing something from the guy I killed. You didn't even loot the corpse afterwards, you're just killing for sport. That is infinitely less ethical. Kind of fucked up saying the word infinitely there, but you're dead anyway and can't tell anyone, so... Ha ha hoo. Fucks for you. Oh, a box. I wonder what dinner I can find. Oh, yes, more purple. I nearly said green. Nothing about that was green. I nearly made a fool of myself. Oh, that's intriguing. Intriguing fog. Who knows? Nobody really. The fog doesn't even extend to where you all are. That's so bad. That's so bad and rude. Perish. Perish for drinky! Look at that. Marvellous. I'll tell you something else that made me a little bit concerned. There were a few questions that were like, pick up to 5 things that you would say typify the series. And the words moral ambiguity kept coming up. And other things to sort of that effect. And I sort of hope that they don't lean too hard into that, to be completely honest, because that doesn't interest. Ambiguity is just complexity that you've not really analysed. These games are so... They wax philosophical so much, and I don't think... if you're leaving something ambiguous, I know we don't necessarily have all the answers, but if you don't have something approaching an answer, why are you making art on the subject? It is sort of where I stand. Art isn't real life, and you kind of have to trust people to know that to a certain extent if this is going to work and mean anything. I know it doesn't always... there will always be people who misunderstand something, and you've just got to correct them, unfortunately, because it's unavoidable. Because otherwise the answer is... the answer we arrive at otherwise is ambiguity, and then you just end up saying nothing at all. So, it's not like you've solved the problem. Because people will just fill in the blanks themselves. Don't be that arsehole who's just asking the question. But, yeah, it just always circles back in my mind to the fact that, Cain has committed genocide against Raziel's entire clan. And, that fact is just sort of dropped the moment Raziel's desire for revenge no longer serves the narrative. Nothing is done with that, and, so much could be done with that. What does that mean for the character? Because, 2 possibilities exist. Either he's obviously seen the time stream and seen that this, might lead to something that will result in his desired outcome, but it involves committing all these atrocities. So, either that knowledge broke him and has, left irreparable mental scars that has rendered him willing to do this and will, cause lasting damage that he is eventually going to, feel elsewhere in his life. Or he would have just been okay doing all this from the beginning, rendering it, completely nullifying his use of that as an excuse. So, like, there's... But he never gets called out either which way. I'm just drinking your servants, it's normal! I'm in the middle of a discussion here. I just think I think stuff like that is a little bit lazy. And I would not otherwise have called this writing team lazy. Like, I know they're capable of better. I believe that about this group. Of course, it's probably not the same group by now, but... I believe that about groups generally. It's possible to do better than that, I've seen it done. And particularly now that, like, in Defiance... Spoilers, if you haven't seen Legacy of Kain Defiance, if you haven't played through it, I have videos of that on this channel that you might want to watch those, please. Please watch those. Put a funny like on it and a subscribe if you have one. But like, Raziel's literally like sacrificed himself to equip Kain to fight the big octopus. You know. And like, it clearly wasn't what Kain wanted to happen, it clearly shook him, and that is an opportunity if they end up doing a sequel and not a reboot. They were floating both options. But like, it's an opportunity to like actually confront the reality of his at-any-cost mentality and what it's actually ended up costing. Which I feel like would be interesting, but I'm concerned won't happen. 'Cause we're all about that edge. Unfortunately. So, ho-hum. Ho-hum, obviously I'm gonna play it either. Like, can you imagine if after all this time, like, I got a new Legacy of Kain thing to do on the channel?
We've had word there may be an intruder.
I feel like I'd want to play it on my own time first. Like, the first one is just for me. But that'd be so awesome. There's a big bat. There's a very big bat flying around. That's my son. It's my squoofy son. He likes to... Oh, and his other son. Or my other son. Or my grandson. There's 2 bats. Alright? Like, whatever else ends up being true, the fact is that there are 2 bats. And that is great. I want you dead as well. Defeat. Sip. We sip from fellows in this room. The 2 squoofs are going around going, yes. Yes, get them. Get all of them if we think it's funny. Got a... Oh, fuck, that's water. That's right, I don't like that. We don't like wet nonsense. What are you? Just a little knife? You're glowing anyway, so it wouldn't be... It wouldn't ultimately matter whether there was fog here or not. You're the fogless ones. The ones who fucking don't ever. Oh. Not that. Aha. And then we drink. And then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink. Hoo 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 hoo. And then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink, and then we drink. Hoo hoo. And I've been thinking about it ever since responding to the survey. There's not like a huge amount of vampire games, really, is there? There's Masquerade, Bloodlines, that we know about, which is in a genre that I don't particularly like, anyway. There's Vampire with a Y, which is a good game that was unfortunately made by people who did something incredibly shitty. I think I've talked about it on the channel before. One of the Spawn Armageddon videos, I think. There's a lot of Castlevanias you don't actually play as the vampire. We're playing as one vampire currently. But like, Castlevania is at least a big thing with a vampire in it, I guess. And then, like, Castlevania is like, that's sort of it. That's that and this. Those and this are sort of just what we have. I need you to do something up here, I reckon. Oh, zoom in on my chin, if you dare. Turn it. Turn it and be reminded of how great we are. This is how you remind me of how great we are. Let me out. Let me out of your brain. And then we need to stop this one. Oh, I see how. I see what we've got to do. I see what we... Let me just try that again. Just going up normally. This time, I reckon. Hoo 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 hoo, a big old jump. Whee. And turn it. And now we can get in the thing. Of course, this still has, like, trace elements of water on the floor. It won't be completely dry, so it will burn our feet to stand on. But we could ignore that. What's this? Oh, bones. Vampire bones. You've really fucked them off, I think. I think that's a claw. Or is it a rib? Those might be ribs, actually, in which case I don't know whose bones they are. I thought they dissolved in the water because vampire, but they could have dissolved in the anything, to be honest. They could have no flesh right now for any number of reasons. Oh! Hello, prick. Try and fight me if you can. Weird sort of blue. You thought you could really convince me that you were already dead. But it's... oh no. No more. No more of that. Whoa. Flop down. Just abruptly ran out of vitality. I'm sorry to say. Hey, well look at that then, hey? Curtis, come darkness. Don't think that's a concept I want to think any more about. But here is another checkpoint. I stand on that and that's great. You're a man. You're a man who glows. Watch this. Yeah, you know anyway. Like, it only glows. Like, how does it know where I am? No. No, you can't get me. You can't get me much. What's the point of the big spinny twist? Like, you press the attack button to do it, but it doesn't seem to harm anyone. Very slash. Very hurt of a fun man. Now then. This isn't a real door. But this one will be. Ooh. Big jump over the table. Jumping over all the necessary objects. Oh no. No, you can't actually do much. Stop hurting me. Stop causing a lot of pain. I'm running out of sword because of you. And this one's purple for whatever the fuck that means. All prisoners. There's some prisoners for me. Isn't that great? I'll wait until it actually breaks. Even though, once again, no idea what the purple magic box does to my funny weapon. What are you? You're just a railing. You're just a handrail. This whole time. A handrail all along. Let me up the... What do you mean fall down? What do you mean flop? Pointless diversion. Why that though? What's this for? I mean, I'll turn it. Just to sort of introduce the concept of what these are, I guess. Yes. This can now presumably open. I want to see what's in the rest of the room, though. Oh, shit! Would you mind this? Look at that. Look at that, that's great. I love doing that. I love doing that, it makes them really dead. So really, I mean, obviously you got your funny prison babies for me to steal. So one of these was open, you gotta have something in there for me. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it'd happen. You're always arresting boxes. Look at that. Rawr. Rawr, it's great. Oh, I felt...
Help me, please! Help!
What are you in here for, then?
Somebody help me, please! Please, sir. Somebody help me, please!
You're just gonna wiggle and yell help.
Somebody
Here's the kind of help I can do. Killing everyone. Drinky. From time to time, I drink you. You gyrate in a weird way, madam. No, this one actually is just empty. Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? No, shit all. Shit all in prison. These are surprising. I mean, I guess I literally can't see into the ones that are shut. Is the other thing. I'm just sort of surprised that you have vacancies in your jail. Oh no, leave the jail vacant, they all say. What if I get more criminals? Well, then the jail won't be vacant anymore and you'll have, no choice, will you? Oh, wait, hang on, you're open. Nothing. Nothing anymore. Such a shame. Okay. That's odd. That is odd. I don't think I ever actually bloody... There we are. That's better. And then, that's not going to have gotten rid of the barrier though, is it? I'm going to have to... Well, come on! Come on, make me fall over. You know you're in the wrong here. You know this is silly and daft. Yeah, it waits until right at the last second. Why did I turn that? Would the door not have had power if I didn't? Is that the whole reason? Presumably. It's difficult to say. But it's not difficult to use an elevator! With our new fantastic elevator technology, the Sarafan will get more of you than ever. Please be aware. Oh, I'm in a funny place. Have you had to wait for the man to crouch before you can leave the elevator? Well, let's see how he crouches next time. Just kidding, he'll be dead. Drinky sips. Goodbye for now.